Everyone. Hello, hello, hello. This is Geralda Larkins, your Visionary Strategist, and welcome to another episode of Marketplace Mondays. I am so excited to have my girl here with me. But first, you got your phone? You got to share. You got to share. Okay, we are sharing. Please, everybody, share our live video because this is going to be real cool. You know how it's like talking to a girlfriend. This is like my sister, so I'm excited to have you in the incubator tonight. Okay, so I want to share this. Hold on one second with a few folks. Let's share it to our group. Okay. And we'll share it also to, hi, Sierra. Hey, Toyanda.
Hi,
a few
Sierra.
Of our folks,
Hi,
a few of our society family members are watching us live from home. And so tonight, without further ado, let's just jump into this. This is going to be really cool. All month long, we are interviewing innovators. It's leading up to the 2018 Kingdom Visionary Strategic Planning Summit, where our theme for 2018 is innovate, doing something different to something already established. Amen. And so I'm grateful to have one of the summit speakers here in the incubator, Regine Joseph. She is an innovative prophetic voice and visionary called to curate kingdom experiences for life, love, and leisure. She's the CEO of Regine Joseph Enterprises, which houses her signature coaching program, Not a Broken Vessel, and we're going to hear more about that in a little bit. Her event planning firm, A Royal Affair, and her inspirational apparel line, Royal T-shirts. Regine is also the co-founder of Two Chicks with a Camera. The other chick is back there. Hey, boo! Where her mission is to capture the glory and the stories of their clients. She serves on the advisory boards on many ministries, including Impart Kingdom. I can't make a move event-wise without my logistics director right here, where she provides event planning, creative strategy, and logistical support to programs and services. She is so passionate about empowering women to be the greatest versions of themselves by tapping into those unique talents and creating opportunities to achieve wealth and wholeness. She hosts a weekly Facebook Live show called Motivational Mondays, which she got to go on live right after this, okay? To encourage women to seek God through prayer and His Word to overcome life's obstacles. She also enjoys spending time with her 4 babies, my kids too. Dashna, one time for Dashna, Sabrina, Elizabeth, and Illumide. And she takes pride in keeping them really close and fully engaged in all of her business ventures in an effort to pass that entrepreneurial mantle to their generation. Absolutely. Welcome, my girl, Regine.
Hey. Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me, G.
Of course. So I read your whole bio.
Yeah, you really did.
Is there anything else I missed that you want to share with the world?
She said everything. But like she did say, I am Regine Joseph. I am CEO of Regine Joseph Enterprise, where I curate kingdom experiences for life, love, and leisure.
Yes.
It is my joy. It's my baby. In these, I do have a signature coaching program. I have an event planning firm, as well as my apparel line.
I love those shirts.
Yes. That is going to be launched this year. And also, as she said, I am a proud co-CEO of Two Chicks with the Camera with my Judy. That's not her real name, y'all.
What is she? Your what?
My Judy.
Her Judy.
She is my Judy.
Inside joke. Okay.
She understands. But this is where we capture the glory in your story. So these are different business ventures that the Lord blessed me with that I'm so proud of. These are my babies.
And you should be proud. You guys are doing big things, particularly with Two Chicks with a Camera.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even when I see you and Denise, MD Simmons Productions, one time for her. But whenever MD Simmons Production is doing something out there, you're right there being her Judy. What she call you? Are
What
you
you call me?
What you
My
call
boo thing.
her boo thing?
thing.
Okay, so it's like you can always see you both together, supporting each other's ventures, even when they're separate, and then coming together with two chicks. I just think that's so awesome.
And it's important, you know,
Yeah.
it's important to have people that support you.
Yeah.
I mean, you can support them. This is how you grow a friendship, a bond that it's inseparable. She ain't going nowhere, child.
She ain't going nowhere.
No matter how much
she done heard, no matter
I get on her nerves or she get on my nerves,
Yes.
she is not going anywhere, and I'm not going anywhere. And I think we've made that clear. And so we will
Yeah.
always support each other in everything that we do, and even not just her, just my
Yes.
sisters and my society, whatever it is. I believe in supporting one.
You do.
You have to support. It builds you up. It builds up a community. You know?
It does, and you've been so faithful to that. So let's go back
Okay.
to, because the powerhouse woman that y'all see right here, you know what I'm saying? I've had the pleasure to see her blossom into who this kingdom visionary that we see today.
Mhm.
So let's go back.
Okay. Let's go back.
Take us through your entrepreneurial journey and the biggest obstacle you had to face to become Regine Joseph, the Regine we see today.
Oh, okay. All right.
And don't be trying, because I was there. I saw everything. So if she doesn't come with it right, I'm going to call you out on it. So let's get to it.
Well, okay. My entrepreneurial journey started, I would say about 7 years ago.
Okay, yeah.
It was when God was transitioning me from being a wife to being single. And this is a point of my life where I was broken. I was hurt. No one could tell me nothing. I was reckless.
Ooh.
It is what it is. I can own it, and I'm okay with saying it now because God took me through it.
Yeah.
And because I got through it, I'm okay with saying where I was because I'm no longer where I was at the present time.
Yeah.
So I was very reckless in my emotions and how I just handled different things, or even individuals, because of my hurt. And so God had to just take me through this journey and remind me who I was, and that He had me busy.
Yeah.
And I'm so thankful because this is where everything was birthed. The first thing that was birthed was Two Chicks with the Camera.
The first thing that was birthed, y'all was dancing. Let me tell y'all what happened.
You'll never forget that.
Oh, she brought that up.
I did. Let me tell you something. You and Denise got together and first started tapping into y'all creativity. And
You remember that?
I do.
Wow. Okay.
They started dancing. If y'all go back to Soul Harvest Creative Praise pages from back 6-7 years ago, these two were shutting it down, okay, with liturgical dance.
We did.
Yes. I'm snitching. What did that do for you, though, to be, because during that time, you were so very different. You were very shy.
Oh, yeah.
You couldn't take a compliment, no matter how beautiful you were, no matter how, I remember. I would tell her how beautiful she was and how great of a mother you would be and how awesome your kids would be, so respectful, but you would just be like, you would say something that would contradict, and I'd be like, come on, don't you see what people see? And it was so different then, but then how did you get on a stage being that sheltered and shy? How did you end up getting on this stage to start expressing your worship that way?
First and foremost, I don't remember being that bad. But
Denise is giving us the eyes because she was there too.
But it was God.
Yeah.
I had to pull on His strength.
Yeah.
It was only Him. It was nothing of me.
Yeah.
And I can see that, like you said, I look back at videos and when I had my first sermon I was up there for like 5 seconds and I was done.
No. Now you see, this is what happens when you interview one of your best friends. You have the luxury of being there, and so she's sugarcoating this first sermon thing. She's glossing over it, and I'm not going to let you go there because I remember that sermon, and one of the key points you made, the illustration was talking about freedom and how elephants being chained over the years, they get accustomed to staying stagnant.
They do.
That because they were so chained or whatever, they're used to that chain, that once the chain is removed, they are still staying there with the mentality that they're bound.
There was something to slavery.
That blew my brain. Okay. And then after that word was released, the atmosphere was conducive for miracles, signs, wonders. The Holy Spirit really had his way. So God used you even then.
What a God be the glory, y'all.
So then it's just, see, okay, so the more you began to just build your relationship with God, these barriers started falling.
They started falling off like bricks.
Mm-hmm.
And it was through the relationship I had to build with him.
Yeah.
I had to build that relationship. You know, it's one thing when you go through things, you think you have a relationship, but in actuality, when those forces and those winds start to push, you realize that relationship is actually not there.
Yeah.
And that's when I realized, like, God, I don't have that intimate place with you. I don't have that secret place where I can cry in your presence.
Yeah.
I can't be naked before you and let you know how I feel because I don't know you.
My God.
And so God had to take me through a transitional period. So, you know, we're going to have a one-on-one. We will have this experience and you will know who I am. And this was like, it was, you know, we always know that God is voluntary. Like, okay, I'll let you do it. I feel like God didn't give me the choice.
Come on.
He said, you're going to do this.
Yes.
And because he did that, that's where the dancing came from. The courage to dance in front of individuals. Yeah, I was a bad dancer growing up now. Put it out there. Look, I was a bad.
Don't
sleep on me.
Stay focused.
Okay,
Keep
I'm
going.
sorry. I was upset. But God had to he had to reignite that confidence in me.
Yes.
To let me know through him and with him I can do it all.
Amen.
And that was one of those things that I love dearly, and he brought that back. He brought that fire back.
He brought the fire back with you have a word in you, and it's just awesome. Just think about the sermon. Then you started dancing.
Mm-hmm.
Then you went into now getting with Denise and started photography.
Yes.
Okay, what was that all about? Because now y'all on everybody pictures, like everybody who got pictures out in the marketplace. One of the major photographers that are doing pictures is Two Chicks with a Camera.
Absolutely. And that was pure God.
Yeah.
That was without any training. That was anointed. A camera that was sitting at their house. And Denise called me and said, why don't we do this? And at this time I was unemployed. God had to he isolated me from everything. I lost my job. I didn't have anything. And I was sitting home like, okay, well, what we gonna do?
Yeah.
And she was like, well, let's do this. And she had this plan out. Like she sat there and thought
Denise.
about it. And then she called me and said, we're gonna do this. And she didn't have the name. Yeah. Look, I take no credit for the pictures with the camera. That is all her. Because I was just sitting at home and she called me. I still remember. Yeah. I said, okay. Wow. I didn't have anything better to do. So in my mind, it was like, why not? Yeah. Why not do it? And God was like, I'm blessing your hands to do so much that you didn't even think you can do. And these pictures would come out great. And even now, 3 years later, we look back where we were and where we are now, we're still in our like, dang, Daddy, you did that.
Right? He did that.
He did that.
And then in the process of getting gigs with photography, you started now designing sets and decorating.
A royal affair.
A royal affair was birthed.
A royal affair was birthed, that event planning. And this is something that I've always done with my cousin. Shout out to Jazz.
Hey, Jazz.
I always helped her, and I always had a love for interior decorating and just crafting and party planning. I always did it. And, you know, you do it with your family is something different. Yeah. Then when God calls you to say, you're going to do this and it's going to be a financial gain, you know, it's like, oh, that? Yeah. Okay. And then he just started flooding doors. It's opened up and people are asking me, hey, do this, do that. Can you do this? And send me an invoice. And it was like, okay,
send me an invoice. Like, that's real talk. Let me tell you something. That is one of our hashtags in the society. Let's send an invoice. Because the bottom line is, it's like God was blessing the work of your hands. Like, real talk, it was becoming a tangible blessing.
It was.
In your household. It was like validation, I thought, of what God was doing.
It was validation to me because at one point I didn't think I could do anything. I thought to myself, I can only be good at nursing, or I was only good as a mother. I didn't think I was good at anything else but that. And then when my marriage fell, okay, well, one thing I thought I was great at, I'm no longer. And so then he replaced that with so much more, and I was so grateful. It was just amazing.
Okay, yeah. So she telling the truth because I was there.
Yeah, she's seen me cry a lot of times.
Yeah, Prophetess Shakina is on the live. She was there too. Yeah. So she could attest to what we're hearing right now.
Yes, she was. Shout out to Kena.
One time for Kena. So like now, going into, now you're a creative life coach.
Yes.
It's so interesting how now you're bringing all of your skills and gifts together to create this system in which to help women and coach them through some really tough times in their lives. Tell us about Not a Broken Vessel. How did that come to be? Just kind of break it all down for us.
Break it all down.
Break it all down.
Okay, I'm not going to try to be long when I break it all down.
It's really interesting how you did that. So innovative.
Okay, I want to start off with the scripture,
Yeah.
if we may.
Yeah.
God does it, so we're gonna go to the word. We're gonna go to the word, and it reads, "We are hard pressed on every side, yet not crushed. We are perplexed, but not despaired. We are persecuted, but not forsaken. Struck down and not destroyed." And that was the whole. It's the whole model of Not a Broken Vessel.
Yes.
God had to show me that here I am in a shattered state.
Yes.
I was still put together, but I was in a shattered state.
Yes.
And he had to show me those things that was breaking me down. And that was those insecurities. It was the hurt. It was the pain. It was the rejection.
Yes.
It was the lack of confidence. It was the anxiety. All these things as women, as we go through as mothers, that we have to do. We forget about ourselves. God was like, you place yourself on the back burner for too long, and all these things chiseled away at you and who you are.
Yes.
And now it's time for me to rebuild you up, to show you who you are.
Yes.
Yeah, no. Yeah, you pressed on every side. All right. Yeah, you lost your job. You're right. Okay, yeah. You're right. You don't got no money. But you're not forsaken.
Come on.
Yeah. People talked about you, said all these, things about you that may have or may have not been true. And I felt persecuted. I felt like I was targeted. And he was like, no, I have not yet forsaken you.
Amen.
Am I not walking with you through the process? And through this, he said, you will help deliver women who've gone through situations.
Yes.
It may not be entirely what you've gone through, but they have gone through something that chiseled at their vessel.
My God.
And I'm going to use you to help them through this. And this is where Crafting Conversations was birthed, because he had to take me through that. And I was on my porch painting.
Yes.
Literally. I ain't never taken no class.
Come on.
I was sitting there doodling, talking to God. People journaled. I would journal, then I would draw.
Yes. And
I was just talking to God, and he was just doing these magical things. And he said, this is a way to help people, because it became therapeutic for me.
Amen.
And we, as women, need outlets.
Yes.
We need to find a way to get out our emotions in a safe environment.
Yeah.
And that's what he created with Crafting Conversations.
My God. All right, because that scripture just messed me up. That scripture just messed me. That scripture ends saying that we're like these earthen vessels that are so weak but are powerful because we're carrying such a great treasure, this treasure of Christ, the treasure of the gospel, so that nobody can take credit for this but God.
But God.
So that they will know that the power that we truly have on the inside of us is not of us, because we're like these crackpots, okay?
Yeah.
But he is the one who's giving us the will and the desire and the power to do what he's called us to do.
And it's a beautiful thing.
It is.
And we take it for granted sometimes. We forget that it is God and it's not us. And this is where that lack of humbleness comes from.
Yeah.
But if we remember that it is constantly God, and no matter what we do and how we walk, it's still God.
Yeah.
My God, what a mighty God.
Amen. Well, Crafts and Conversations, tell us about that, because all of the society members are coming. We are so excited because it's like bringing women together and doing something different. That's what's so innovative about this ministry that you're birthing. It's something as simple as crafting. Something that's been done since the beginning of time, but it's being done now in a unique, creative way by bringing women together, tying it to the word of God, sharing each other and having conversations that will help to empower us and get over some things. How did you come up with this concept? And tell us about the one that's coming up and how to register for it.
Okay, well, I can do that. Okay. So how did it come about? I was at home, and I love Ayana. She is one of my
Iyanla?
Iyanla.
Iyanla?
Iyanla.
Bazant?
Yes. I saw her.
I don't know how to say her
Both
name.
of y'all wrong.
Oh, that's all right.
Look, how we say it?
I don't know.
But that's all right. I saw her in person. It don't matter. Okay. And don't Ayana. Ayana?
No.
Whatever.
Iyanla.
Iyanla
Look.
Vincent.
All right,
We're not
whatever.
going through this. Okay, y'all taking up my time right now.
It's too much.
Look.
Don't tell people.
But she has the show,
Yes.
and where she infiltrates people's lives
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the things they go through.
Mhm.
And I was watching her show, and God showed me, like, look, this is real life. People go through
Yeah.
some things. And then he took me to a different show and had nothing to even do with her show. And he showed in this show, it was this it was a small child who was going through things in life.
Yeah.
And then that small child had a paper before
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
And this therapist said to this child, draw a house.
Wow.
And draw everyone in this house. And as this child drew this house, he was just having a conversation with this child. And that, I didn't even realize, it hit me that was a mechanism to make that child comfortable.
Yes.
Because sometimes we get so caught up in ourselves that we won't even be vulnerable amongst people we know and love
Right.
because we're afraid of being judged.
Yeah.
So here it is that this child was drawing this house, and this child drew this beautiful house. And in this house was mommy, daddy, sister, and brother. And outside of this house was daddy.
Yeah.
And so, and after the child drew this picture, they talked about the picture. And
Yeah.
in this way, the child was able to express themselves. Like,
Yeah.
why did you do this? Why? And it's almost like now I'm forced to talk about it because
It's
down.
right here in front of you.
Right,
Yeah, yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah.
So what God was saying is,
That's powerful.
aren't you my children?
Yeah.
You guys are still children in my eyes.
Yeah,
And I
come
said, okay,
on.
Daddy, you're right. I
Mhm.
am. I'm a baby.
Yes.
I love it. I'm your baby. But he also showed me that through the crafting, it's a surrenderance.
Mm.
Would you allow me to design this vase? Would you tap into me? So however it comes out,
Right.
it looks this way.
Yeah.
And then we can talk about it because now it's right in front of you. This masterpiece is in front of you. So now you can express why it is the way it is. And in this, and then that, as we're crafting and allowing God to use us, we're having an open conversation about just things that happen in life.
Yeah.
I don't want to tell you guys the topic. I'm praying that you guys come on Friday, Saturday.
Yeah.
But we have 2 topics on Saturday, and I can't wait to speak to the women about it. But it's also to allow them to have free expression and an open room, a judgment-free zone while we talk about issues and how you overcame that issues. Because what you went through in life can help me what I'm going through in life. It's a better understanding.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So we're going to be designing and crafting together.
Yes,
I'm so excited.
This session, we're going to do glasses. We're going to do goblets. We're gonna do goblets.
Oh my
this
gosh.
session.
So
Every session is different, FYI.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So this is Saturday, August 18th.
At 5 p.m.
At 5 p.m. It's
Yes.
going to be right here at Legacy Vision Incubator. We will post the address and everything on how to register. I think they could go to
Eventbrite as well.
Eventbrite, Crafts and Conversations,
Right.
.eventbrite.com and register there.
And you can also go on my actual page. You will also see it on my page at Regine Joseph. You'll find it on my Instagram at Regine Joseph Enterprise and also on my Facebook page at Regine Joseph.
Okay, so all of that, tap into that and you can register for the inaugural Crafting Conversations. And I'm excited because every craft and every session is going to be different.
It is different.
That's
I urge you, if you feel like you need this and financially you can't, hit me up in my inbox. You can always find me in my inbox. Let's talk about it. We'll make a way somehow to get you here. Please feel free. Don't let financial state stop you from being able to release yourself and release what you're going through.
In a different way.
I
just think that's so great.
A positive way at that.
Right? Oh.
Yeah.
Well, Regine, I asked all of my guests, okay, what kingdom essential do you want to leave with everyone? That biblical principle that you stand on to help you get through your day-to-day.
I want to leave with you guys, and it is biblical,
Okay.
but also is
Practical
as well. Football player Jarvis Landry stated, "I am not taking a day off because I can't be great in that way."
Wow.
And I sat there and I heard it, and he had this conversation with his teammates, and he said it's not that he could not. I can't. He didn't use the term I can't. He said I will not, meaning that there's a greater purpose in me that has to go forth. And so there's no restful days for me until I go forth and do great.
Yeah.
So I leave with you here. Be great and be great at what you do and how you do. Don't allow anyone in this world to tell you that you can't do what you want to do. Because I'm sorry, I believe God said you can have it all and you will have it all.
Amen. We can do all things through Christ who gives us strength. Oh my gosh, this has been a great experience. I told you it's gonna be good. It's not Listen. All right, so Crafts and Conversations, please join us. We're gonna have so much fun here with the creative life coach, Regine Joseph. Okay, with Not a Broken Vessel. It launches Saturday, August 18th here in the Legacy Vision Incubator at 5 p.m. So meet us here for a Saturday night full of crafts and conversations.
And there will be refreshments. Please understand, I will feed you guys.
She will feed us too. Okay, so all the information is on her page, Regine Joseph. And so, yeah, and on Eventbrite.
Yes.
Okay, so tune in next week. Next week, we're going to have another awesome innovator here to discuss how they are doing something different to something already established. I'm going to have my girl Winsome here.
Yeah, I love
Winsome McLean.
I love me some Winsome,
Oh,
y'all.
you're
always
so
give us some wisdom.
Wisdom from Win. Wednesdays with Win. You'll get some wisdom, real talk. So anyway, meet us here next week, Monday, 7:30. All right. All right. Good night, everybody. Thank you. All right.
That was really good.
You did great.